Have you ever watched someone ignoring the most obvious signs of illness, even when everyone else sees it? Imagine your loved one can't even admit they are sick, no matter how severe the symptoms. It sounds impossible, but your brain can actually block reality in ways you would never believe. Psychologists have a name for this extraordinary condition: anosognosia. The word comes from Greek roots, a meaning without, nosos meaning disease, and gnosis meaning knowledge. Literally, it translates to without knowledge of disease. In other words, the brain literally refuses to acknowledge its own illness. Unlike common denial, which is psychological or emotional, anosognosia is neurological. The brain genuinely cannot recognize deficits in itself. Patients may ignore paralysis, memory loss, or even severe mental conditions, believing they are perfectly healthy, even when the evidence is undeniable. Picture this. A man wakes up one morning and finds his right arm completely paralyzed. Friends and doctors are shocked. They gently explain he cannot use his arm. But he shakes his head, insisting, "There's nothing wrong. My arm works just fine." Or imagine a mother forgetting her child's name, yet she confidently tells family members, "I remember everything perfectly." Every attempt to convince her fails. She is not lying, and she is not stubborn. Her brain has simply erased the recognition of her own deficit, creating a strange alternate reality where she is normal. Now imagine yourself in this scenario. What if your own brain refused to tell you when something was seriously wrong? The thought is terrifying, yet millions of people around the world experience this phenomenon every day. Anosognosia is most often caused by damage to the right hemisphere of the brain, particularly the parietal lobe. This region is responsible for spatial awareness, self-perception, and integrating sensory input. When it malfunctions, the brain can't process signals indicating impairment. For example, stroke patients often experience hemiplegia, paralysis on one side of the body. While the damage is obvious to observers, patients with anosognosia genuinely believe they can move the paralyzed limb. Their brain blocks the signals that should reveal the truth, creating a distorted perception of reality. In psychiatric cases, anosognosia can appear in severe mental illnesses like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. Patients may deny hallucinations, delusions, or mood disturbances. Once again, this is not willful denial. The brain itself refuses to accept the diagnosis. Neurologists suggest that anosognosia is a survival mechanism of the brain. By denying injury or illness, the mind can protect itself from overwhelming stress or trauma. But this protection comes at a dangerous cost. Patients may skip essential treatments, ignore life-threatening symptoms, or resist rehabilitation, putting themselves at serious risk. Despite its severity, anosognosia is not fully understood. Researchers continue to study how the brain can create such convincing alternate realities, and how it may someday be possible to restore awareness to those trapped in this condition. Many people confuse anosognosia with simple stubbornness, laziness, or denial. It is not. This is not a choice. The brain literally cannot perceive its own limitations. Imagine trying to see a color that no longer exists in your eyes. No matter how hard you try, the signal never reaches you. Another myth is that it is extremely rare. While severe cases are uncommon, milder forms of anosognosia occur far more often than most people realize. Some patients might partially recognize deficits, but still act as though they are fine, creating frustration for family and caregivers. And here's a critical fact. Treating anosognosia is incredibly difficult. Traditional persuasion rarely works. Doctors often have to use careful strategies like repeated gentle reminders, rehabilitation exercises, and creating safe environments that reduce risk, all while respecting the patient's distorted perception of reality. One of the most striking cases studied in the United States involved a man named Mr. R, a 57-year-old who suffered a massive right hemisphere stroke. After the stroke, his left side was completely paralyzed. Yet, when his doctors asked him to move his arm, he insisted he could do it without difficulty. He even attempted tasks like lifting a cup, falling repeatedly, yet confidently denied any problem. Neuropsychologists recorded months of his interactions. They observed that, no matter the evidence, Mr. R's brain rewired reality to exclude his paralysis. What fascinated researchers most was how the brain's denial mechanism protected him from despair. While frustrating for caregivers, this altered perception may have helped him maintain some level of independence and mental stability. Another famous case involves a patient with Alzheimer's disease who was convinced she still worked as a librarian, despite living in a care facility and forgetting basic details of her daily life. Caregivers reported that she interacted confidently in this imagined role, showing that anosognosia can extend beyond physical deficits to cognitive and social awareness. These cases reveal a chilling truth. Your brain can literally lie to you about your own condition, creating a parallel reality that seems perfectly normal to the person experiencing it. And here's the most unsettling part. Anosognosia reminds us that our perception of reality is fragile and subjective. If the brain can deny something as obvious as paralysis or severe illness, how much of your own reality can you truly trust? Next time you or someone around you ignores symptoms or seems oblivious to danger, remember, it might not be stubbornness. It might be your brain rewriting reality in ways that are both protective and terrifying. And scientists are only beginning to understand the mechanisms behind it. Could there be other hidden layers of perception in all of us, quietly shaping the way we see ourselves in the world? Perhaps the most dangerous illusions are the ones we cannot even perceive. Subscribe to Psychopedia to explore more mysteries of the mind, the strange, the unsettling, and the astonishing ways our brains shape the reality we live in.